The Northern Policy Institute released a report and action plan as a result of two conferences held just before the outbreak of COVID-19. Come North, a population growth in Ontario's northern regions. Sean Halliday is a researcher here in Sault Ste. Marie from Local Immigration Partnership. Why don't you tell us a little bit more? First of all, Sean, welcome. How are you today?
Thank you, Colette. I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Good. It's so good to be here with you. I'm excited for this interview. Now, why don't you explain a little bit what the Local Immigration Partnership does for the city of Sault Ste. Marie?
Well, the Local Immigration Partnership, in its broadest terms, is about helping the city to become more welcoming in order to more successfully attract and perhaps more importantly retain newcomers, so specifically immigrants, but it could be newcomers from other parts of the country.
Okay.
Not necessarily abroad. So we are funded by the federal government, by Immigration, Refugees, Citizenship Canada, but we are housed within the municipality of Sault Ste. Marie. But we are more of a community-based consortium of partners working together.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so recently, though, let's just jump into this project that you, or this conference that you attended back in February in Temiskaming Shores. So you attended this session, and this was before the whole province went into lockdown. And why don't you tell us a little bit more about that, and then I can dive and start asking you the tough questions.
Well, the conference, yeah, like you say, it was quite funny because it happened February last year, so really just before kind of COVID-19, the pandemic really hit. And so it's quite interesting. Really, we're in quite a different world in some ways to what happened at the conference, but that's not to say that a lot of what was discussed and a lot of the issues that we have, they are still the same, still the same problems.
Okay, so this document that was released, it laid out some short, medium, and long-term objectives for all the Northern Ontario regions, I do believe. It identified some core themes and action plans. So if we had to boil down those action plans and those themes, what can we take away from that report?
Well, the general theme, I guess the general motivation for getting together was around the notion of population growth. And that really will look at two aspects. One would be how to reduce out migration, particularly of our youth, as well as how you attract more people, because population growth is about stemming the hemorrhaging of people as well as bringing more people in. So I think some of the broad strokes that came from that were around areas I think of working together more. I think using that concept of intentionality, while I think all the 11 census subdivisions in Northern Ontario are experiencing a combination of declining and aging population and increasing labour force challenges. There's a lack of people, I think, who are working together solely on addressing that challenge.
Okay, so what I took away from it is that we need a plan, you need a brand, you need to work together, and you need people to provide services, not just websites and stuff. So is there anything else you can elaborate on any of those takeaways that I took from that report?
Well, I think, yeah, I think probably the brand, I think that really was one of the really important ones. You have, Northern Ontario, which, is what, 92% of the landmass of Ontario and only 8% of the population. In some ways, I think if you go to Southern Ontario even, it's somewhat the great big unknown. So again, it's how you create a much stronger and compelling and consistent identity for the North, which various sectors, tourism, business attraction, immigrant attraction efforts can all tie into that brand to say we have something compelling come here.
All right, great. Well, Sean, I really appreciate your time today. We're going to have to cut this interview short today, or to end this interview, but I just wanted to thank you again for all your knowledge and just letting everybody know what's going on in the city and for the job that you're doing for the city as well. Really appreciate that.
My pleasure, Colette. Thanks for giving me the opportunity.
Okay, take care and have an awesome day.